South Dakota is bringing more custom farms, livestock facilities, grain elevators, quarries, mines, and scrapyards to ATS. All of this looks great, but while I was looking through these new depots, I started thinking about something much bigger. What if these were not simply places where we picked up a random load and then moved on? What if American Truck Simulator actually allowed us to build a career around one specific industry? Imagine starting your company as a livestock hauler or becoming a dedicated grain hauler. Maybe you could build a logging company, work around the mines, or specialize in hauling equipment and materials into and out of remote oil fields. This wouldn't turn an ATS into SnowRunner, but it would give us a much deeper look at what these truckers go through when they leave the highway, enter these difficult work sites, and handle some of the most specialized jobs in the industry. And looking at what SCS is creating for South Dakota, it feels like the foundation is already beginning to take shape. What's going on, everybody? Mr. BadMae here. SCS Software just recently released another look at the depots of South Dakota, kind of all the custom work they're doing for each one of those, making each and every depot, I wouldn't say each and every, I guess, but making a lot of custom built depots for the upcoming state of South Dakota. This blog here focuses heavily on agriculture, but it also shows off several other industries, including livestock, grain transportation, quarry work, mining, agriculture, salvage. According to SCS, these locations are being assembled individually by the map designers rather than relying entirely on standard prefabs. Now, I don't know if they're going to bring some of those custom works, if you will, into the older maps. If they do, I would assume it's going to be, further down the line. It's going to be some time. But South Dakota looks like it's really getting a lot of attention from the art and development team, which is great to see. I mean, Illinois and Chicago in particular, as well as the mine and quarry and all that there, really made everybody in the community hold SCS to a little bit higher standard when it comes to their map design. So I'm excited to see this kind of change. Now, real quick, I just wanted to quickly go through the blog post here. They're just stating that South Dakota's foundation economy has a strong foundation in manufacturing, agriculture, and construction. And it's known for farming, ranching, honestly, it's known for oil stuff as well. And it's kind of showing off pictures of the different stuff here. You can come out to the blog and look at it. Also, that video I shared at the beginning, that is out on their X, so feel free to go out there and look at that. But there's also trailer manufacturing. So, and I don't mean trailer homes, I mean trailers for the semi-trucks that we all drive around ATS, ETS2 all day. So it looks like there's a couple of trailer dealers and manufacturers out there. We're going to be able to pick up and haul from those. Construction, of course, because the state is ever growing with population. As more industry moves in, so do people. So we'll be getting some of those brought in. The food industry, of course, with farming, as you would expect, there's a lot of food, right? Whether it's your potato chips or your corn or onions or just about anything. I mean, it's got to be, packaged and shipped. So there you go. Here they have it with Flavor Fair. I mean, that's their in-game brand, right? But there are a lot, if you guys do a little bit of research, there are a lot of industry giants out there that do canned foods, from green beans, the corn, onions, beets, etc. They all come out of North and South Dakota, so no big surprise there. The question that people have been asking, especially since I've been checking out SnowRunner lately, is what's really next? I mean, we're getting South Dakota. We all know that. And then after South Dakota is British Columbia. We all know that. So the maps are no longer the surprise. And we know consoles are coming, right? So I would anticipate consoles will be here in 2026. Probably Q3, maybe early Q4. That's my guesstimation. We have X West coming up. Maybe we'll hear something then. No promises. And I know we have SimCon coming up as well. I will be at both of those events. I don't know as if SCS will be at either one. I haven't heard anything from them. I don't believe they will be, but if that changes, I'll let you know. That said, it doesn't mean they can't announce stuff, right? Just because they're not at the event doesn't mean they can't have a social announcement. So we'll have to stay tuned to social media and see what all comes out. I do know the Mac Pioneer is imminent, right? We all thought we were getting the Mac when we got the Volvo, so we're very likely to see that come out. The 389 rework, right, is a possibility maybe this year. We'll see. With that being said, we also know Road Trip is coming out. So this second half of the year is slam packed. SCS could really do anything. What I'm curious though, kind of tying it back into SnowRunner, is what if we could have careers? And I know there's the whole like career thing that ATS was kind of founded on, right? The owner operator kind of experience. But what if in addition to that, right, instead of a car experience or instead of the bus experience or, you know, the driving simulation or driving academy simulation, etc., what if you could choose, hey, I want to be a logging trucker. I want to go work in the mines. I want to run oil. And you could choose an industry that you work in, and you work your way up the ranks through those industries, and you drive exclusively, for those companies, whether you're hauling freight to or from their depots. Debatable, but if they could somehow make it that you, on a daily basis as a driver, have to deal with the unique type of depots that industry may challenge you with, right? If you're a logging, log trucker, you may not be the vocational guy who's physically hauling the logs out of the woods like you would be in SnowRunner, but you very well could be the road trucker that is going inside that depot, having them load you up with the logs that are pre-staged, and then you've got to drive out of that depot and take it on the highway and go that way, right? And then you may have to drop off at a lumber mill. Maybe you're dropping off at a mulching plant. Maybe you're just taking raw logs to a construction site or a bridge, etc. And they do kind of have that a little bit with logging currently, but I would like to see them go deeper. One, build the career around it, and two, just make the depots more challenging, more interesting, the terrain a little bit more involved, and then build that around other industries as well, such as the livestock and all that. Yes, we go to farms in the game, but for the most part, it's pretty much a gravel road. You pull up, you get your cattle, and you go. But what about the muddy fields? What about the challenging grain pickups? Perhaps getting it out of a harvester. All these kinds of things that I think SCS could experiment with. I do believe their engine should allow for most of it. I know ground deformation is not really their thing, but just putting some more bumps and ruts and that kind of stuff into the logging area, maybe making the routes a little bit tighter, kind of like they did with the Halloween event last year. That would all be very interesting. So anyways, let's just get through some of these pictures here. And then one other thing I wanted to show you guys about South Dakota and them talking about agriculture and livestock and all that kind of stuff. If you recall, back on their 2025 Christmas live stream, there's this little piece. Now let me just play this for you guys. Let me see if you have audio here.
You're going to see a lot of it.
All right, and here, Oscar, walk us through. What do we have here?
Yes, so this is a grain feed trailer, I believe. This is from a brand called Walinga. So they're famous for these kinds of trailers. So
nice, new
something
trailer
different
brand.
Yep.
I don't think I'm too familiar with them.
Also, they have animal welfare trailers.
So they're like focused mainly or mostly on agriculture.
Yes, yes, that's what they're known for. And I think their trailers are built out of aluminum, as you say in the US.
Oh, okay.
Looking good as well.
More variety for what you can pull.
Yep.
At last.
So yeah, they showed off the Walingua trailers, which would tie directly in with South Dakota and these various depots and agriculture that they're all talking about. So will we get bilingual with South Dakota? I'm unsure, right? It's too soon to tell. They haven't said anything officially, but there's a good chance that we do pick up a couple of new trailers when the DLC drops. Again, let's just take a quick look at these pictures. I think a lot of this was covered in that short video at the beginning that we had watched. This is kind of one of their construction areas. Looks like new home construction. So a lot of fill, as this guy would be carrying, maybe scrap, and then as well as a lot of things like concrete, cement, wood beams, sheetrock, or drywall as they call it in the game, would all be going in. This looks like one of the trailer depots. Yeah. Again, more, as I said, drywall or sheetrock going in. Maybe some plywood. Interesting enough, there is plywood in the game. I've seen it in the files. I've just never seen it in the game. So maybe we'll finally see plywood. Little cabin there, little construction cabin. Flavor Fair. So this would be their food depot. And this is an international as well, showing off the new lighting and the new texture. So it looks like they've done a little bit more work with the lighting and material upgrade that we got in 1.6.0. So possibly the international LT is getting it as well. I assume this is the LT and not the Lone Star. They look similar inside, but it looks like the LT to me. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the update, I do believe. We scroll down through the blog here. Yeah, that's pretty much the update. So appreciate you guys watching as always, and definitely let me know your thoughts and comments and everything down below. Would you like to see a career mode, a more authentic career mode, I should say, come into ATS and ATS2? Perhaps, pick your profession, or pick your it's not really profession, right? You're still a truck driver, but pick your what's the word I'm looking for? Industry. Pick your industry, right? You want to be a mining trucker, a quarry trucker, a logging guy, maybe you just want to be a road trucker, and that's totally cool too. But yeah, I'd love to have something like that personally. Let me know your thoughts down below, and until next time, guys, be safe, keep on trucking, and I will see you in the next one.